Yo, what's up guys, it's RTX here, and today I'm bringing you, it's kind of a behind the scenes of the Black Ops 3 development, and it's basically audio extracts from an interview with David Vonderhaar about the Black Ops 3 multiplayer. So I'm going to link the actual interview in the description, and I'm also going to put the times of all the different the parts, such as the esports and the development of the map. I'm going to put all the times of the different sections, so if you need to find a certain part, then you can do that. So I'm just going to shut up and let the video begin.
So specialists are a brand new game mechanic that we put in. You know these as the playable characters, each with a special weapon or a special ability that charges up. You get a chance to use in the game. Doesn't take away anything from create a class. Pick 10 is back. Score streaks are still valid. All those equipment perks, weapons, attachments, all that stuff still matters even with specialists. On top of that, we've done a complete revamp of what we call the combat movement, right? You know that is from what you may be seeing in the videos is being able to unlimited sprint, side mantle, back mantle, forward mantle, all fluidly with no break in the action, as well as thrust jump and wall run and power slide, and my favorite, swimming. All those things come together to make the combat movement system. This is why we're playable right now, right? And why we want people to play. One of the reasons why there's a beta. If you don't know much about the game, or you've only seen a video or heard somebody tweet or Facebook about it, whatever, like, you don't have a lot of context or perspective. The way to deal with that is say, this is what it is, now come experience it yourself. It's an analog system, right? It's about movement. It's very risky to do these maneuvers. It makes you a big target. Boots on the ground combat still matters. Don't worry about it. It went under a lot of tweaks with the new movement. So in fact, probably the first 6 to 9 months of the development of the game, we were simultaneously trying to figure out, well, what is the movement and how does that impact the map design? And it took us a while to realize that it doesn't impact the philosophy. It's like anybody with a new toy that they get. They're playing with it in all sorts of ways, trying to figure it out. In the end, we still have very 3-lane structured maps. We really want to do 2 things. It boils down to these 2 things. Push head-to-head action, so players are coming together to have a fight, right? And make sure that they can do that in a way that's fluid. We want to reduce barriers between the player and getting to where he wants to be. Actually a lot of fun. I mean, if you came over to our office, you'd see this ridiculous board of all the ideas and then the analysis that went in. But really, what we had to do was find the right things that made sense for the character. So, specialists have got a vibe to them. A guy like Ruin is a rusher. He's got to have rushing-like abilities and weapons. And that's true across all of them. And then it's 9 of them. So, and they each have a weapon, they each have ability. And they're somewhat archetypal by design. And getting those and then actually making them, and then making them polished and feel good takes a lot of effort. On this next generation, now current generation, but at the time next generation of hardware. So we spent a lot of time in that first year trying to make sure we understood what it meant to make that type of game. A lot of effort went into the AI system for the co-op campaign game that we have. A lot of effort went into the deferred renderer that we had. A lot of effort went into the combat movement system. A lot of effort went into specialists. So yeah, that extra year, this game would not be possible without that first year that we had, the extra year. Esports is so important to us that we actually want to have a big thing about esports when the time comes a little later in this year so we can focus on that initiative. We have got a plan that is going to, I think, really make people excited. It's a lot different than what they might be used to and pushing forward in all the right areas.